Wholeness. This is Rasheedah Silvertree. Welcome to my realm. Welcome to my portal. May this message find you well and whole. Before we get started today, I just want to reiterate that you'll be seeing some changes here, including my name, Rasheedah Silvertree, from Runes of Silvertree. And so this will be the final change. Also, I wanted to connect my music channel to this channel as well. So it's under the same title, Rasheedah Silvertree Music. So please go ahead and check that out. And if you'd like, more insight as to why I am making changes to my channel, please stay tuned to the video that will premiere next Wednesday, the day of Mercury, the day of communication. So let's get started. My intention with this reading is for the human collective, the consciousness of the human collective. This is for humanity. This is a reading that is very, I would say, basic, multi-layered, and it's just a peek into the energy field, if you will. And these symbols are just a guide and for us together, me as the reader and you as the listener, or the watcher, the observer, to interpret these and how it may affect us in our day-to-day life, and the roles that we play as individuals. And that's part of the greater story, the greater game, the greater experience, which is the human collective. So let's get started. First off, I have my candles, and I'll be burning some white sage. I push it off to the side. I'm very minimalistic, and when I'm doing anything pertaining to energy readings, I like to keep things very, very simple. There is power in simplicity. So I'm going to burn this off to the side to kind of clear the space of any of my energies, thought forms, emotions, physical, whatsoever. So while that's burning, this is open. The title to today's message didn't really come through. So you'll see the title after I'm done, obviously. And so let's get started here. Just going to shake these. Oh, let's go backwards. Okay, very good. All right, and also I like to say before I start reading, I would love to tell everyone happy December. We made it. This is the 12th month of, according to the Gregorian calendar, we have made it towards the end of 2022, and I look forward to sharing new insights and using different modalities next year with you in the year 2023. So let's look at the numbers. So this year is 2023. We have the 2, 4, 6. So 6 energy for the human collective. And then as every year, that 12th month, 1 plus 2 is 3. So again, that 3, 6, right? You have that it's a very feminine, soft number, the 6, okay? And next year will be the 7. So let's count how many runes we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. To me, I don't know why this word's coming up, but I'm getting completion. And I'm also getting like a continuation of some kind. And it's funny because the 8 is in that tide loop, right? It's like that at the center of that tide loop is a completion and a beginning into something else that expands into something else. So that makes a lot of sense as to why I'm seeing it that way, since this is the end of the year. So how do I read these, or the energies on the womb of all creation? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 energies on the board. The energies that are facing right up are energies that we're facing currently right now as the human collective. Runes that are face down, these are energies that are silently ruling and manipulating the energies that we're it's unknown to us. And then we have energies, the runes that are right side up, like they're standing up, right? There's energies that that aren't known to us, and there are energies that are unknown to us. Or I'm sorry, that's confusing. There are energies that are known to us and unknown, okay? All right, very good. Let's get started. So we have, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is stability. 4 is very solid, very masculine. Right now we have the square, and the square can represent the narrative, the story, okay? The window, looking into the window of yesteryear or the upcoming year, and a lot of folks are doing that right now. This is typical for humanity in this season and in this cycle to review, right? Review. It's almost like you're watching a movie of your life, from the beginning to the middle to, the end, but really there is no end, okay? There's only a continuation like that. The 8, this continuation of energy. All right, and then we have the emptying of a cup. The emptying of a cup, or sharing stories, sharing space with someone. Whenever I see the cup energy, there is energy coming in, information coming in, and information being released. Energy coming in and energy being poured out. This could be a lot of emotions. This is a lot of emotional time for many people. This is the time for family or lack thereof. And that can be overwhelming. Your cup can overflow, or it could be completely depleted. There are some of us that deal with depression when we have too much water within our season, okay, or just in our energy. We tend to be very, very, very depressed. We get very, very lost, and we begin to drown in the oceans and waves of just pure emotional fatigue, just so many tears, so much sadness that it forms the energy of depression. Okay, and then some of us, we're struggling with ways to fill our own cups, where we feel depleted, we're giving out everything we have, right? Usually December is like the last hoorah, right? The last, the New Year's Eve party. That's what I'm thinking. December 31st, I'm getting big party, right? Everyone will fill their cups of just, a slight debauchery, if you will. Like, they party hard to forget their sorrows of this year, or they party hard in anticipation of what's to come. There are some of you that will have abundance come in. Your cups will be filled with just abundance. That could be an abundance in a relationship, something that unlocks within a relationship or partnership or friendship, something that unlocks. I'm getting unlock. Like if you weren't receiving something before, emotionally, mentally, or even financially, get ready. This is a beautiful essence I'm getting here with this rune, okay, of this cup, okay. Next, all right, we have the mountain. Some of you will be going on a journey. We will be going on a journey, some of us. Okay, you see the mountain, you see the clouds, and then you see that tiny little dot, and that is the star, right? And it's always important when you're feeling a little lost, you follow the star. Star is symbolic for hope. Don't give up hope when you're climbing to the summit, whatever you do. All right, don't give up hope. You hold on to it. For those of us who are atheists and don't really, or secular, don't really follow a spiritual path, I call it hope. For spiritualists and religious folk out there, it's faith, right? It's just innate in us humans to keep going, to keep climbing the mountain no matter what, to reach the summit. And then some of us can kind of get stuck there at the top. So make sure that you are staying grounded, you know, in these times of reflection and these times of kind of like releasing. Be sure that you're standing firm and centered while your mind is venturing off or your emotions are being expressed. Be sure that you're staying grounded and don't stay too far up the mountain, because the descent can be very, very jolting. If it can be a bit too fast if you're not centered or stable when you're going up in that mountain, when you're kind of leaving the body, if you will, to review or to release certain things. And then we have I'm not quite sure what this is yet. I see going within, a meditation, a time to meditate. This is I see the inner flame, the inner warmth, connecting to the inner warmth. For those of us that are living in colder temperatures, you know, staying connected to your inner warmth, because some of us might freeze other people out and not really be aware of how that can impact a relationship, how that can impact our friendships, how can it impact how life, you know, interacts with us. If we're cold and frozen, if our hearts are cold and frozen, then that's typically, life doesn't really have a choice but to be cold and frozen towards you. And you don't really want that. This is like a balance between water and fire. It's a very tricky relationship for those of us that are, you know, have those types of relationships, are in are in those types of environments where there's a lot of stimulation. Overstimulation tends to be where the fire element is very, very, very active. So when it's overactive, it can be a lot of arguments, a lot of fighting, a lot of anger, a lot of raids, a lot of sharp, bitter words. And then when it's underactive, you don't really have a lot of motivation or inspiration to bring your dreams into fruition, to manifest your hopes and your desires into the physical. And this kind of actually ties into the cup here, right? When there's too much water, we dive too deep in our emotions, and our emotions, energy and motion can take us into other depths of ourselves where we kind of get lost in it. We drown ourselves in certain frequencies that we have to be very, very, very careful of. So being able to have that balance between water, fire, water is very, very tricky. You know, with that slow burn, you begin to have steam, okay? And that steam can bring moisture. It can be very detoxifying for your body when you are, you know, when you have that balance. Excuse me. So yes, it's about balancing between the fire, creative life force energy, and the heart. Like really getting in tune with the balance between your inner heart's desire and then this desire to create, and making sure that what you're creating is truly in alignment of your heart space. Okay, next. All right, so I'm going to flip these over for now, the first four energies that we're facing upright, so we won't get confused. This one, actually, I'm going to flip over. So this is the one that is secret to, or it's a silent energy, meaning it's underlying. Okay, now here we go. All right, so we have the portal. I call this the portal. okay? The doorway. And again, December to me is that portal. December, the month of December is like it's the word decum. It comes from the Latin word decum, meaning 10, okay? 10. 10 is completion or starting over, if you will, if you're, you know, strict about in numerology. 1 plus 0 is 1, so it's a foundation. But to me, 10 is like, okay, it's a big breath and you walk through that door. And a lot of us who are going through certain kinds of initiations, whether that you meet someone that will help you, you know, or that's symbolic of a doorway. Sometimes you meet that one person and that will help you get to the next spot. You're not supposed to stick with that person. You're not supposed to hang around the doorway. You hang around the doorway, then you're wasting your time, and the door may close. All right, and I feel like this is a marked door, a marked portal, so it has a certain time frame, if you will. And so you walk through that door. It's a very balanced space too. Okay, the feminine and the masculine, and so that doorway leads you to oneness, or in Arabic, to connecting this to the Sufi, to the Sufi path, Allah, meaning the one, where duality no longer exists, where you don't have this major split anymore. So that's very, very crucial. That is something silent, that this is the time to walk through that doorway when it comes to evolving your consciousness, when it comes to expanding your consciousness, when it comes to embracing your consciousness for what it is. Last night, an Energy and I, my partner and I, we were watching a clip by Eckhart Tolle, and Eckhart Tolle is very, very meditative. Like when you hear him speak, he does something where I think it's a form of hypnosis. The cadence and the rhythm and the speed of and the volume of his voice is very specific. But he was talking about, I saw the title of his video and it was like, what to do to prepare, or you want to do this one thing to prepare for 2023, and that is to prepare your consciousness, like embrace your consciousness. Don't wait and dilly-daddle with this. Okay, this is something that individually we must make this choice as a collective. All these individual choices, the 8 billion of us who are breathing and living and creating, and some of us who are destroying and, you know, causing a lot of havoc in our world and our societies. Our personal decisions will shape the direction of the collective, of our future. And 2020's, you know, moving forward, we already know in 2020, the new decade, it's literally has been nothing but shift after shift after shift, and revelations and societal shifts, cultural shifts. 2020s will be that all the way leading up to 2030. So this is something that's not just going to kind of like this year was very, like we can take a breath after 2 years of shutdown. This is moving. Next year, I feel, you know, it's going to pick up yet again. It's not going to stop. And so, you know, if you're asking what that is, I ask that you tune in within yourself. I can't sit here and tell you and share to you the importance of what it is, or what you'll find when you cross through that doorway. I don't feel guided to tell you on what that is. It is a very, very personal, very secretive relationship that you have with all that is, and with oneness, and with source, with Allah, with God, the higher power. Okay, so I'm going to flip this one over, and then let's take a look at the 3 here, the ones that are standing up. So these are energies. 1, 2, and 3 are energies that are known to some, unknown to some. Okay, so here we go. First one, All right, very grounding. Next month is the wild boar season, and that's the season I'll be in. That's my animal for my animal medicine. So the wild boar is very earthy to me. So this is very symbolic of earth energy. Some of us are preparing, okay? Some of us are preparing and getting rooted. Look at the energies there. They're like weights on the feet. Like we're anchoring in ourselves and we're moving forward. We're moving forward without reservation, and we're slowly gathering our ideas, gathering our next move. Next, between January 1st to March 31st, that's when you want to focus on the foundation of the year, okay? Meaning your finances, your health. I mean, when I say health, like your body, the health of your body, making sure that your blood is right, making sure that your levels are right, your hormones are right, making sure your blood sugar is right, your bone health is right, your eye health is right, your heart health, your womb health. It's a perfect time. The wild boar medicine is very nurturing, very family oriented. Usually when they have babies, they have like litters. I think they usually have 6 or 8 or 10. They have a lot of them, but if there's one, there are more. If you ever see them in the wild, be very careful because they can be deadly. However, it's very grounding, very grounding. So this is the time for some of us to get organized. Earth energy is organization. Get your stuff in order. Allow that foundation to be, when you hit that ground running in January, it's a strong one. For those of us that it's hard, because this is upright, right? So some of us are like tuning into this. Others are kind of, you're on the fence. You either have too many ideas, you have too many things pulling you left and right and up and down. You're trying to manage a business, or you're trying to manage relationships and your bills and your finances and your health, and just it's complete chaos. There is light at the tunnel. Again, I mentioned the word hope. I mentioned the word faith. Okay, if you have to make 20 different lists this month, it's okay. Because by the end of this year, December 31st, you're going to be in a very different spot, and you're going to have a lot more clarity. Let's take a look at the next rune that's on its side. We're right side up. Okay. Again, new path. I see someone slicing bread right in the middle. So that's what I see. I see a knife, and then I see a knife just cutting bread in the middle. So going from a whole part to 2 equal parts. This could be breaking old habits. This could be, the bread to me is symbolic of food and nourishment and family and our connection to community, to our food, to what we're doing to our bodies. And there's a split here, and it might be some of the, consciousness, human collective is actually deciding to go one way and the other part is going the other. And there's like a tug of war. That's what I see too. And so this breaking of bread is, I don't know. I'll have to come back to that one. Okay. And then we have the year, our medicine wheel. Look at it. Okay. It means next year. This means a new cycle. So again, this ties in beautifully with this earth energy. Now is the time to make your plans, whether that's traveling, relocating, starting a new job, starting a new business, starting a new relationship, getting out of a relationship, leaving a job. Like, get your plans together, and by the time January 1st to March 31st, you can execute your plan. But right now it's very important. But I'm thinking what this means now is that in order to plan, you have to let some things go. You have to release something in order to see the clear pathway. Okay, it'll be much it'll be much easier for us. But I'm going to say by the end of the month, of this month, it's going to be a lot more people will see and have clarity on certain things. Right now, in a couple of days will be the opening of the full moon, which it will be on December 8th, and so the portal will be open, and of course it's going to be kind of shaky. As always with full moon energy, it can be very busy and very just kind of chaotic at times. But that is the reading today. And, you know, this doorway, it's just, there's something about it where, you know, walking through the doorway. And our doorways can be symbolic for our friendships, our jobs, our relationships, marriages, a spiritual practice. Don't hang around the doorway. Okay, this doorway is marked, and that means it's only open for a certain time. Oh, I know what Eckhart Tolle was saying. He was saying, like, don't, like, now is the time to pretty much get your stuff in order for 2023 as far as consciousness or doing work with your consciousness. And also a kind reminder or to everyone here that's tuning in, please be aware that these readings are for human collective, yes. But you play a very big role in the trajectory of our destiny. As human species, as, you know, participants, divine participants, co-creators, we often forget how significant and how important we are. Sometimes we seek validation through the virtual reality, which is the internet, okay, social media. We seek validation in many odd ways that have really nothing to do about anything. You know, it's not what's important. So a question for you is, ask yourself what is important for you. Okay? Climb that mountain to meditate on this idea, this question. What is important to you? Mountains are very humbling, you know. So we have water energy, we have water fire energy, we have earth energy here, and earth energy. So all of this is just gearing up for the next cycle. Cycles are events, energies and events that tend to repeat themselves. Study your cycles for each season. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. Please check out Rasheedah Silvertree music. I have some very interesting compositions over there, as well as some Sufi music for you, if you are so inclined as to investigate what that's all about. Remember to expand your consciousness, embrace yourself, and evolve your human being. Oh, that's what I forgot. Yes, embrace supreme loving guidance. Embrace supreme loving guidance. Thank you so much. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.